Smith Rowe. He's now Arsenal's top scorer. Here we go. 6 Premier League goals, the same as Aubameyang and Lacazette combined.
Well, what's good about him is something that he's started the season. He said he needs to score more goals. And this was a situation where he'd find himself in when he first got into the team, and he'd not take the opportunity, he would not take the chance to shoot. But he knows that it's goals was going to keep him in the team, and his goals was going to, like he's done, he got himself in the England squad. And once Arsenal do get into this situation, this is where they're very, very good. And this is where he gets into a situation he's not thinking of anything else apart from getting himself into the right area, and then bam, left foot, his weaker foot, and he puts it away. And what's great about Emile Smith Rowe and Saka and Martin Odegaard and Martinelli is that they're young players with a lot on their shoulders, and they're responding very well. He's been put on the bench for the last couple of games. He's come off the bench, shown why he should be playing, and that is what you want to do to a manager like this. You want him to see, OK, I'll go on the bench for you, but when I come on, I'll show you what I'm capable of doing.
Every decision that Arteta made today and the last game, and he's been under pressure, has worked. They're sat in 4th position now. Made a couple of huge decisions in the last few days, and they've worked for them. And we said before the game, this is a game because of those decisions that his players had to win for him, had to win for their manager this evening. And I was really impressed, because these are the teams that Arsenal have to beat. As we said earlier, also they can't compete with the top 3. They're not in their league at this moment in time. They're a long way off that, but they can compete with West Ham and Tottenham and Man United for that 4th spot. We saw them in their result that they'd gone to Liverpool, and people go, OK, they're a long way off that. But the mini league that they're in now is Tottenham and a West Ham and a Man United, and they've gone out and they've done their manager proud this evening. And as I said, well done them, because they had to do that.
You know something, when you listen to Gabriel Martinelli saying about West Ham and what they done with what they saw with West Ham was a West Ham side that they know beaten Man City, they've beaten Liverpool, they're capable. And so they were ready for him. But I think that West Ham were very disappointing. They're very disappointing, and I think that what Arsenal done, they realised they weren't at it, and they were ruthless with them. Now, what you want to see is the game against Leeds that's going to be licking their wounds, go there and beat them in a ruthless manner as well, because what they've got to do is let people see that they're now in 4th, and that's where they want to be, and they're going to have to do a lot to fight people off to stay there. But Leeds, and beating Leeds, will be a massive feather in their cap.
From start to finish of this game tonight, we felt there was only ever one team going to win this game. And I said before the game, I thought West Ham might get something out of it. Arsenal came out and they were at it right from the start. From the very first minute to the end, they were the better team. They were sharper. They looked more organised. They certainly created more chances. They looked solid defensively. Yes, we can talk about how poor West Ham were, but Arsenal made them look poor. They had more energy than them. They had more craft than them. And they were all round a much better team.
Yep, 5 home league wins in a row for the first time under Mikel Arteta.
Well, it's just, he's just not entertaining anything to do with Aubameyang. I totally understand when he says he just wants to concentrate on what's happened today. He doesn't want to talk about it, but I don't think you can continue to avoid it, especially in the way it's come about. At some stage, you're going to have to either quash it or you're going to have to talk about it. So, is he involved for the next game? So, yep. If he's playing well and he's fit enough, he's going to have to break back into the team. But I think he's got the capability of killing it and just say, yeah, he's in the plans. He's an Arsenal player, and he didn't do it. So I was hoping for something like that, because what you want now is everything's done. Arsenal have won. They've done brilliant. They've played brilliant. The boss has been vindicated for his decisions. So then just quash it so they can move on without. It's going to be talked about again. They will mention it for the next game, and then if he's not in the next game, so he can kill it. That's all I'm saying. Kill it.
No, again, I understand where he's coming from, because if a player has been left out for disciplinary reasons and stripped of the captaincy for the same things, then that's a huge call on Arteta's side, and he needs his team to come out and respond, and they've done that tonight. So. Rightly so, he should be talking about the team that have done it well for him and proved him right. Now, in the next press conference, I think that would be the time for it. Not tonight. His team have done well. They've won the 3 points. They've performed superbly well. They've backed up his decision. So I understand why he doesn't want to talk about it tonight.
OK, let's talk about where they were. Right, you and I were at the very first game of the season at Brentford.
Yeah.
That awful night for Arsenal.
Yeah.
They then lost 2 after that. And where they are now. For the first time in 14 months, they are in the top 4. It's seemingly always a roller coaster, but Mikel Arteta's talking about progression, and he has the youngest average starting 11 in the Premier League.
Yeah, remember that first game? There was no Ramsdale, there was no Partey,
No White.
no White. You know,
Tomiyasu.
No. I think Ben White was playing in that game.
Oh, he was.
Ben White was playing it because everybody was caning him about what
he missed the other 2, didn't
Tony done to him. But like, I think there was a lot of players missing. We lost Lacazette and Aubameyang on the day of the game. We're going to a Brentford side, which we've seen people go to that stadium, and it's an unbelievable place to go to. They really get a nice atmosphere going. And I think that the experience in the team that went there, you just mentioned how young the team is, they kind of got caught in those headlights. And I think that they've done well to bounce back from that, because it was quite a humbling performance that Arsenal had to deal with that day, because they were very poor. Brentford were very good. But at the same time, it is a young side, and they've kind of grown and built into that. Like, all the players that he's signed are playing now. They're all playing well. Then you get people like Gabriel Martinelli is coming in. He's scoring again. We've seen him score. Emil Smith-Rowe. He looks like he's starting to fulfil his potential. Saka, we know he's going to do that. And then Ødegaard, you know, somebody that is a little bit in and out, but you can see the qualities that he's got. So, in the main, with the players he's brought in Partey and Ben White and Ramsdale, everybody's doing their bit. So I think they've done brilliantly getting into 4th. But now we're going to see if the experience that is needed in the squad is going to be missed. Are these young players going to be consistent enough to stay there and challenge the teams what I was talking about, West Ham, Tottenham, Man United?
But even so, I mean, after 3 defeats out of 3, if I'd said to you 14 games later, they're going to be 4th, what would you have said?
I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed you. So for where they are at this moment in time, they've now got to sustain that and stick on in there. I'm sure there'll be tough times at times during the remainder of the season, but he doesn't seem one to panic. He doesn't seem one to listen to the noise that goes on outside. He seems very focused and determined that if it's going to be done, it's going to be done his way, which he believes to be focused, to be making big, strong decisions. And he's certainly made a big call in the last few days. And at the moment, or the last 2 games anyway, it's worked for him, and his players have backed him up.
And as far as West Ham are concerned, no David Moyes out of the dressing room yet, incidentally.
Yeah.
As I say, 1 win in 6 now after those 4 consecutive victories.
Yes, and like I say, Arsenal were expecting a tougher game, and because they didn't turn up, they got rolled over pretty comfortably. And I think the reason why they're probably still in the dressing room is because he'd be telling that in no uncertain manner that that's not good enough from a few of the players. And what happens when you start the season like they have started, and they've started brilliantly, and what you have to do is sustain that. And this is why we look at the top 3 in this league, and they are amazing. The consistency, how good they are, and what it takes to stay up there. And that's why the teams that are chasing and trying to stay up there, you have to find a consistency. West Ham have seen it now, and other teams be looking at West Ham and seeing, yeah, they're there for the taking. And then all of a sudden, it's only the strong survive in this league. You know,
That performance tonight would concern me if I was a West Ham fan or manager, because you're about to enter the most hectic time of the season in terms of Christmas, New Year. The number of games that are about to hit West Ham and all the teams in a difficult period. We know with the pandemic, they looked as if they were running on empty tonight. They looked really leggy. Didn't have any energy at all to get around the pitch. There was no spark in their play. There was no one prepared to run and drive at Arsenal with the ball tonight, and that would be a bit of a concern for me with a number of matches that are coming up.
Yeah. OK, still no David Moyes, but we can grab a quick word with the captain, Declan Rice.
Declan, how do you sum that one up? I mean, I don't know where to start with this, really. Is it the performance or the moment you went down to 10 men?
Yeah, not good enough tonight. Nowhere near good enough, nowhere near at the level that's required to be a top 4 team. You know, you can't come to a place like Arsenal and let them impose the game on you like we did tonight. Come to a place like Arsenal and let them impose the game on you like we did tonight. Which made bad decisions across the pitch, really, giving the ball away cheaply, taking too many touches, not putting the ball in the box, soft, not making tactical fouls, just, all round, just a night off it.
You would have thought at half-time you've survived, you've absorbed some of that attacking and then changed the script after the break, but that just didn't happen.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we had a little spell in the first half where we was getting in down the sides of them, and which is what we've been lacking recently is, putting crosses in the box and then actually putting the ball in the back of the net. And again tonight it showed. Second half they scored, a great goal from Martinelli and of Smith Rowe, and obviously we didn't have the cutting edge to score or bring one back.
Very honest from Declan Rice. So there we go. We have 3 games left of the match week. Remember, we lost a game on Tuesday with Brentford, Manchester United because of COVID in the United camp. We then saw Villa win again under Steven Gerrard, 2-0 at Norwich. The 7-0 win, of course, for Manchester City, the champions, at home to Leeds. Tonight, Saïs's goal, all important for Wolves at Brighton, who are 11 without a win. 2-2 between Palace and Southampton, and those 2 goals for Arsenal. 1 win in 6 now for West Ham. Leicester, Spurs, Chelsea, Everton and Liverpool, Newcastle, all to come on Thursday. Chelsea and Liverpool looking to close the gap at the top to the leaders and the champions, Manchester City. My thanks as always to Wrighty and to Alan. It is Arsenal's night though, and for the first time in 14 long months, they're into the top 4. Can they stay there? Long way to go. From the 3 of us, we'll see. Well, Alan.
I don't quite know what to say to that. Is he being sarcastic? Is he having a pop at his player because he felt he should have done better in other parts of the game, possibly? But I totally disagree with him. I know he says he wins the ball, and he wins the ball twice. I don't understand at all what he means by that.
Where's he coming from?
You know something? I think that when you look at it, you could see where Soufal's coming from. Him saying that maybe he could have got more on the ball. Like, you see, you can see a lot of the ball. There's the ball. He could go into the ball there. But, that's the only thing I could see what he's saying. But, I can't understand what David Moyes is saying there. I can't. He's baffled me. Because that's soft. Because I don't think, like I said, and I continue to say, I don't think Lacazette's in any danger. I don't think he catches him there, but not to the extent that Lacazette is rolling around like that.
Look where the ball goes.
Yeah.
So for David Moyes to say you should have got more contact on it, the ball actually travels another 15 or 20 yards away because of the contact that Soufal gets on it. I think he might be being sarcastic there and not wanting to get himself into trouble.
OK. Arsenal have now missed 3 penalties in a row in the Premier League after Fabianski saved this one.
Yeah, it was a poor penalty. I thought that the run-up looked a little bit like he's telegraphing it a bit. And if you are going to get it into that, you've got to go a lot higher than that. I think he needed a little bit more of a run-up. He's not really to hit that cleanly for me. In the corner, I should say. It's very soft. It's at a great height for the goalkeeper. And he rightly saved it.
It mattered not in the end, but the way penalties are being given at the moment, that's not a great record.
Something they're going to have to improve on, and Arteta will, I'm sure, be working away on the training ground and looking at other options to take penalties.
3 minutes from the end, Arsenal secured the victory.
Yeah.
Smith Rowe been on for 21 minutes, his 6th of the season.
Delighted for him. He's missed the last couple of games, I think. He's not started. And it's like I say, he wanted to add more goals to his game. He's doing it now. He's come on with a point to prove. He wants to be a first-team regular. And he's come on and he's scored. He's put that back into the manager's court now. That, yes, I'm a young player and you've got the capability of leaving me out, but I don't want to be left out, actually, because I'll come on and I'll do this. And him and Saka have got unbelievable rapport together. They've been playing together since they were kids. And, he wants to be in that team. He wants to be a part of it. And I think it's very exciting. Arsenal at the moment with him and Saka and Erdegaard and Gabriel Martinelli. The future's looking bright.
I'm just, forgive me, but I'm just going back to that David Moyes interview. I
rarely see you lost for words.
I'm going to take you back 2 minutes before that when we listened to Declan Rice, his captain, what he said. He said there's nowhere near good enough from his team tonight, that his team were awful. David Moyes actually said in his interview they were right in the game and they were doing really well up until then. So I don't believe a word of what that interview said or what David Moyes said.
Yeah.
All right, well, where are West Ham at for you then? 1 win in 6 now, dropping out of the top 4.
If you had offered them the position that they're in terms of the league at the beginning of the season where they are now, they would have taken it. But in their last 6 or 7 performances, it hasn't been good enough. They set such high standards that they went after people. They were full of energy. They looked really fit, high on confidence, scoring goals. Antonio was bullying defenders and scoring goals and bringing people into the game. He stopped scoring, and certainly on tonight's evidence and at the weekend, they look shattered. They looked as if they have no energy, running on empty, and it looks as if their number of games and the European trips have caught up with them.
No Europe for Arsenal, of course, but Wright and I were at Brentford when they lost the first game of the season. They lost their first 3. It's been something of a roller coaster since, but Mikel Arteta, through this period of ups and downs, has got them into the top 4 now, Wrighty.
Yeah.
For the first time in 14 months.
Yeah. It's the goal, it's the end goal, if we're going to be totally honest, to try and stay in 4th position. It's going to be tough, but I think he's got the players now who are starting to believe, because I think that West Ham side came and the way that West Ham started the season, that's what's happening. People are ready for West Ham. Arsenal were ready for them, and now people will be doing the same to Arsenal. Arsenal have to now continue to stay at that level. Like I said, Leeds coming next, just been beaten 7-0 by City. They'll want to put that right. It's a game that Arsenal should go there and at least not lose if they're going to stay where they are in 4th place. I think they can do it. It's all going to come down to strength of mind and consistency. I think they can do it.
Yeah, I was impressed with Arsenal tonight. They had to put out a little bit of a statement and back the manager up, and they did that. It would have been, not easy, but if they had come out and put in a bit of a limp performance this evening with no energy, and that would have told you a lot, I think, in terms of what they thought of his decision to axe Aubameyang of the captaincy and leave him out completely. But in the manner of the performance that they showed tonight and a couple of days ago, that they believe in the manager, and they themselves, that would tell you that they thought it was the right decision as well. Now, it's all right doing that for 2 games. You've now got to go on and do it for another 7 or 8 games to keep that momentum going and try and at least put some pressure on the teams in and around them, particularly Man United and Tottenham. And they've done that with West Ham this evening, but they've now got to keep that going, and they've set a standard, I think.
OK, Arsenal up to 4th when we come